The fulfillment of the prophecy. A. Its immediate fulfillment. 1. Edom's destruction began with the Babylonian invasion under Nebuchadnezzar around 600 BC. 2. It continued into the 4th century BC with the invasion of the Arabs known as the Nabateans, forcing them to a region south of Judah. 3. In the 3rd century BC, the Maccabees brought them under subjection when Judas Maccabeus slew 20,000 of them. 4. John Hyrcanus, 134 to 104 BC, forced the remnant to accept circumcision and the law. B. Its ultimate fulfillment. 1. May likely have been with the coming of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. 2. For with his coming, the establishment of the spiritual kingdom beginning in Jerusalem. A. Deliverance and holiness did come from Mount Zion, Jerusalem, Luke 24:47. B. The kingdom rule is the Lord's. See Luke 1:31 through 34, Matthew 28:18, 1 Peter 3:22, and Revelation 1:5. C. The house of Jacob, the true spiritual Israel, did possess Edom, and as the Gentiles among them became Christians. See Romans 11:13 through 18, where faithful Gentiles are spoken as being grafted into the stock of Israel. 3. As support for this interpretation, consider A. The prophecy of Balaam, Numbers 24:15 through 19. 1. Which foretells how a star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, the Messiah. 2. And how Edom will become a possession. B. The prophecy of Amos, Amos 9:11 through 12. C. The application by James at the council in Jerusalem, Acts 15:13 through 17. 1. Who understood the conversation of the Gentiles to be a fulfillment of Amos. 2. Therefore, the fulfillment is figurative, not literal, as Gentiles became Christians. Lessons from the book of Obadiah. A. Pride goes before destruction. Proverbs 16:18. 1. Pride leads to vanity and a sense of independence from God. 2. Just as Edom took pride in their geographical location, allies wisdom and might. 3. Such arrogance God will punish. See Isaiah 13:9 through 11. Are we on guard against such pride? B. Do not mistreat your brethren. 1. This was Edom's guilt also in 10. 2. How we treat our brethren affects our relationship with the Lord. See 1 Corinthians 8:12. Are we careful about our dealings with our brethren? C. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls. Proverbs 24:17 through 18. 1. This Edom did when Judah was plundered. 12. 2. This sort of gloating is displeasing to God. Do we rejoice when our enemy falls? D. In time of divine judgment, God provides a means and a place of escape for those who turn to Him. 1. Note again verse 17, where Mount Zion would become a place of deliverance. 2. Today, spiritual Mount Zion is a place to which we can turn. See Hebrews 12:22 through 24. 3. It is a place where we can find A. The city of the living God. B. The heavenly Jerusalem. C. An innumerable company of angels. D. The firstborn registered in heaven. E. God the judge of all. F. The spirits of men made perfect. G. Jesus the mediator of the new covenant. H. The blood of sprinkling that speaks better than things than that of Abel. Of course, this is what we come to as we obey the gospel of Christ. Conclusion. 1. With this brief look at the book of Obadiah, we have seen that A. The prophets were not limited in their prophecies to just the nation of Israel. B. God held the heathen nations accountable for their actions. C. While it was written primarily to comfort the Israelites in Obadiah's day, there are lessons to be gleaned for us as well. D. The message of hope may have had its ultimate fulfillment in what we can enjoy ourselves today, in the person and work of Jesus. 2. In verse 15, we find the expression, the day of the Lord. A. An expression often used by the prophets referring to God's judgment upon the nations. B. The particular day of the Lord of which Obadiah wrote was near, as was fulfilled in the destruction of Edom. C. But there is another day of the Lord yet to come, one of which God's judgments upon the nations were only a shadow, a type. 2. Peter writes of that day in which the whole world will be judged. 2 Peter 3:7-13. Are we ready for that day of the Lord, or do we, in our arrogance, take pride in our wisdom, might, or position in life? If so, the pride of your heart has deceived you. 3. How much better to humbly recognize that on Mount Zion there shall be deliverance and there shall be holiness. Obadiah 1:17. Have you come to Mount Zion and to Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant? This ends our study of Obadiah, the judgment of Edom.